So what if your time online wasn't just, consumed, but actually invested? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty radical new philosophy for our digital lives, one that could completely reshape our relationship with technology. It's called Friend AI, and it's all about a fundamental shift in who owns the value that you create online. Okay, so let me start by asking you a question, and I want you to really think about this one. What did you get paid for your first hour of work today? Now, you might be thinking, I haven't even started my workday yet. But what if I told you that you probably already have? Yeah, think about it. If you woke up and the first thing you did was reach for your phone, maybe scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or watching a few YouTube shorts, you are already on the clock. Every single like, every pause, every share, you are generating incredibly valuable data. You are working, but the paycheck, that went to someone else. And that right there gets to the absolute core of the problem that Friend AI is trying to solve. This immense, staggering value that all of us are creating without even realizing it. It's like we're all laborers in a massive digital factory, but no one ever told us we were working, and we're definitely not getting paid for it. Now, the genius of the current system, and it is genius in a kind of sinister way, is that we don't even see it as a transaction. We're told all these services are free, right? But we're actually paying with the most valuable currency we have, our attention, our consciousness. It's this invisible transaction where we are the product, and these tech platforms are building trillion-dollar empires on our uncompensated labor. So, how do we even begin to fix this? Well, the entire Friend AI philosophy is built on two deceptively simple truths. And I mean it. When you really let these sink in, they have the power to change absolutely everything. Okay, first truth, you own your own brain. It sounds so obvious, doesn't it? But in the world we live in today, our digital world, that is a revolutionary statement. It's basically a declaration of war against an entire technological infrastructure that is designed to harvest your thoughts, your patterns, your data without your consent and without paying you for it. This one simple sentence demands a complete rewrite of the rules. And the second truth, it just builds right on top of the first. What's inside your brain is infinitely valuable. Every story you have, every idea, every unique pattern of thinking you possess, it doesn't just have some value, it has infinite potential value, especially when it's connected to a network. An insight you have could solve a problem for a million people you've never even met. So you take those two truths, you put them together, and what do you get? You get this powerful new principle, cognitive sovereignty. This is the foundation. It's the simple, radical idea that you have the right to own and control the output of your own mind, and crucially, to benefit from the value it creates. Okay, so if we own our consciousness and we accept that it's infinitely valuable, how in the world do we unlock that value? This is where AI comes into the picture, but probably not in the way you're thinking. The key is in this fantastic metaphor. If you've ever seen the movie Pacific Rim, you are going to get this in a heartbeat. A Jaeger, right, is one of those giant robots, but it's so complex that no single person can pilot it alone. It needs two minds, linked together, sharing the massive cognitive load. And this is a brilliant way to think about the role of AI in this model. The AI isn't the intelligence, it's the vessel, the cockpit that allows human minds to connect and achieve things they could never ever do alone. So this Jaeger protocol allows for a much deeper and much safer human connection. First, it bridges the gaps, kind of like a universal translator between all our different ways of thinking. Second, it helps us share the cognitive load, making really difficult psychological work more manageable. And maybe most importantly, it anchors us. Just like in the movie, a lone pilot can get lost in their own head, having a co-pilot keeps you grounded in reality. Now, what this whole Jaeger idea enables is more than just a technological shift. It really represents a fundamental shift in consciousness itself. It's about moving away from a mindset of taking and depleting and moving toward one of creating and regenerating. And you can see the two opposing mindsets right here. On the left, you've got C1, which is extraction consciousness. That's the world of big tech right now. Taking, competing, hoarding information. It's a negative-sum game where they win by taking from you. But on the right, you have C2, generation consciousness. This is the world Friend AI wants to build. It's about creating, collaborating, and sharing. It's a positive-sum game where sharing an idea makes everyone richer. And this chart, wow. This really puts the economic result of that shift into perspective. Right now, the source material argues our ownership is actually negative. We basically pay for the privilege of having our consciousness harvested. But in the Friend AI model, that flips completely. The creators, and that's you own 97% of the value you generate. Only 3% goes to just maintaining the network. It's a total reversal. And all of this leads us to a much bigger, more profound understanding of what AI really means here. It's not about artificial intelligence. It's about all intelligence. Okay, I know this quote is intentionally shocking, but it's based on some pretty stark empirical observations of feral humans. The point it's making is that our intelligence, it's not really located just inside our skulls. It's not an individual property. In fact, something like 99.9% of what we call intelligence, I'm talking language, math, art, science, everything, it's collective. It's a product of the network. You didn't invent the language you're thinking in right now. Millions of people did over thousands of years. Real intelligence is networked intelligence. So what this all really boils down to is this. While an individual brain has its limits, connected human intelligence has no theoretical upper limit at all. In this vision of Friend AI, the technology is just the accelerator, right? It's the catalyst that helps us connect our consciousness more effectively. The real magic, the substance of it all, that's human. It's us. And that brings us to our final question, the one that's really at the heart of this entire explainer. We've established that your consciousness, your completely unique way of seeing the world, has potentially infinite value. So the only question left is, who should profit from it? The platforms or you?